Ready? All right. So I wanted to do like a little wrap up. So I wasn't sure what time I started, but I think it was like 10:13 on the clock. So it's 1:15 on the clock. So like just barely over 3 hours. That's also including like I've swept, I've wiped everything down, all the dishes are cleaned and put away. So like 3 hours from start to finish, right? You saw the very first video, everything was on the counter. And here it is. I'm not saying that you're going to get all of this done in 3 hours your first time. It might take a little bit of trial and error, just like the seasonings, some trial and error. It might take you 4 or 5 hours, but you figure out how to multitask and how to put things together. So quick review, just kind of spacing over everything. This is everything that's been cooked. So altogether, there were 2 heads of cauliflower, just a giant bag of broccoli, a whole bunch of carrots. There were 3 onions, a big container of spinach, 18 eggs, 7 pounds of sweet potatoes, I think. 7 pounds of sweet potatoes, 3 pounds of beef, 3 pounds of turkey, head of cabbage, 2 bunches of asparagus. I think I said all of that correctly. So, real quick, what I use for seasoning for everything. I got lazy with the eggs, onions, and spinach, and I just straight used Mrs. Dash. Even though it is salt-free, I used a little bit of salt and pepper. This is in a pink salt container, but this is actually Celtic sea salt. I just took bags of it and kind of combined it in there. So Celtic sea salt, pink Himalayan salt is fine, or Celtic sea salt, either way. And then black pepper. Both of these are in just about everything except for the sweet potatoes. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper goes a long way. So Mrs. Dash in the eggs, spinach, and onions. The way I did this was I cut up the onions. I cooked those until, sauteed them until they were pretty well done. I put the spinach in on top of that. Once that mix was done, I set it off to the side. I cracked all the eggs as this was cooking, put the seasoning in the eggs, scrambled the eggs, and then mixed everything together once the eggs were done, and that's that. This is obviously the California blend, so cauliflower, broccoli, carrots. This is, again, salt and pepper, but with basil, dill weed, and crushed rosemary. I do try to get organic, both vegetables and fruits, but also seasonings as much as possible. Not always, like the broccoli wasn't organic, but I did wash it really well. And I think I showed in the video how I was pretty much rinsing everything with water and vinegar just to kind of help give it a little extra clean, get any extra little pests or pesticides off of it. But so this mix is what Holly would be enjoying. So again, salt, pepper, basil, dill weed, and rosemary. Let's come over here. So this is my mix. You can tell it looks substantially different, but this is salt and pepper, and she doesn't prefer the spicy stuff. I do. So we've got curry, cayenne, red pepper, and just actual red pepper, all mixed into that. So it should have a little bit of fire to it. While we're over here, cabbage. Again, I braised this, so I cut the entire head of cabbage up. I cut all of the asparagus up. I rinsed it really well in that water and vinegar mix. I put it in a big saucepan with, or sauce pot rather, with an entire container of beef bone broth. Put it at a low heat, just let it simmer for a while. Mixing it occasionally. I put thyme, I put fennel, and again, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper in on that. So, and just basically, cooked it until everything is well done. The meats, so turkey got a little overcooked. This is also a mix of like 99% fat-free and I think 90% or 85%. So that's why there's like kind of different colors in the 2 different meats. Like that's way lean. That's a little fattier meat. But this is an experiment. I put salt and pepper, but I also put cumin. I put a little bit of 6 chili powder, and I put ground white pepper. I have no idea what that's going to taste like, but I wanted to kind of experiment. The beef, this is, I'm actually going over here. The beef just has dill and rosemary, and again, a little bit of salt and pepper in on that. So that's everything here. And again, it was multitasking, right? So as this, I get that going the very first. As that's braising, then I'm cutting up and rinsing all of the California blends, and I'm putting those on pans and getting those cooking. As those are cooking, this is finishing up. As that's finishing up, then I'm cleaning that pot. I'm washing and cutting the potatoes. So these, I think, are probably the pièce de resistance. Holly's been talking about how good they smell. So
good.
again, all I did, these are, I think, Japanese or Asian sweet potatoes, like a little over 7 pounds of them. All I did was, again, rinsed them, scrubbed them, cut them up, obviously, put avocado oil on them, toss them in that, put some Saigon cinnamon and pumpkin spice. You see without the glare, pumpkin pie spice, and then like 2 teaspoons of stevia with all that, and stir it all up, toss it all up, and then put that on pans in the oven. Again, I cook everything at like 375, so it's kind of a lazy way to do it, but that's how I do it. So this is, again, easily 10 days, maybe 2 weeks worth of food from start to finish. So I know the lighting in here is not the best. It doesn't look like a Hollywood kitchen, so the shadows and all that, but I promise this stuff is going to taste good. She's been taste testing it throughout the day as I'm cooking again.
It's Holly approved.
Huh?
It's Holly approved.
It's Holly approved. And if it's Holly approved, it's going to be everybody approved, because she's picky when it comes to the food. This is how, if you have a busy lifestyle, which I think every one of our clients and probably most people watching this have a busy lifestyle. If you have a busy lifestyle, this is the way you do it. So, and right now I'm kind of experimenting with different seasonings and all that. I used to just cook stuff blandly. I'm experimenting with seasonings for a month or two to kind of find some things that I like, and then we're going to start meal prepping for clients again. But yeah, let me know, guys. Questions in the comments down below. Text me back. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something from this, and go be awesome. Go live your best life.